Let's say that there is a kitchen and there are chefs. Okay, in the kitchen there are chefs. Okay, what does a chef does? Can anyone tell me what does chef do? Chef will first cut all the vegetables. Okay, after that, can we serve the vegetables directly to the customer, or do we need to prepare the food? We have to prepare the food, right? Then we have to basically prepare the food so that customer can eat it, right? If we give vegetables directly, probably that is not a good idea. Okay, so you have at this block, what will happen? Customer, it will basically, you're preparing the food in such a way that customer can eat it. Now after that, chef will taste it. Okay, chef will taste it whether the taste is appropriate or not. If the taste is not appropriate, he will again make some changes, right? So he will taste it. Now customer is sitting over here on the table. Customer will not go directly and go to the kitchen and directly, pick it up. There will be a waiter who will come to the kitchen, will take the, food and, deliver it to the customer. So if you basically compare this complete pipeline with this pipeline, you will find relation. So over here, developers, they write the code in English language, but that English language is not something which is, we can deploy directly. We need to build the code in such a way so that it can be deployable. In the same way over here, you have to prepare the food so that it can be served by waiter. After that, you test the code. Over here, you are tasting the code, not tasting the code, I mean, tasting the food. And then you are actually, giving it to the waiter so that the food can be served. And in the same way, you're giving the tested code, you're giving it to the deploy block so that the code can be deployed and people can access it. So guys, are you able to relate it? Okay. So guys, if you look at this whole pipeline, right, everyone, this is actually your CI/CD pipeline. Okay, CI/CD pipeline. Now, how it is CI and how it is CD, let me explain you. So CI means that you are continuously adding a new code. So you know that every second Tuesday, you receive a new deployable, I mean, a new version of Facebook. It means you have a continuous integration of new functionality. So you build this pipeline, okay? You build this pipeline once with the help of Jenkins, okay? And this pipeline is known as CI/CD pipeline. How? Continuous integration means that you are continuously adding new features. Every now and then you are adding new features, and complete process is automated with the help of this pipeline. Okay. So CI means continuous integration, which means that in future, whatever code you are going to integrate, let's say that in WhatsApp right now, you cannot watch movie, but tomorrow you want a new feature where you can watch movie also. So developers will write the code to watch movie, and then automatically this pipeline will run and automatically it will be delivered to the customer. So CI means that you're continuously integrating a new code and you're automating everything. And CD means continuous delivery. So as soon as you release a new feature, it will pass on to these stages and it will be delivered to the server. That is continuous delivery. Okay. So CI/CD means continuous integration and continuous delivery. So if you look at this pipeline, we with the help of Jenkins, we automate each and every stage. Okay. So the purpose of Jenkins is to automate each and every block. So you will basically have a code block, you will have a build block, you will have a test block, you will have a deploy block, and you will integrate them together. When everything is integrated and automated, now next time when you have your new feature ready, or new functionality of your application is ready, it will automatically get to this stage, then it will pass automatically to build, then it will automatically pass to test. Once test is completed, then it will pass to deploy stage. All the stages are being successfully automated, And that is why developers just need to push their code. That's it. I mean, developers just need to work on their code automatically. Automatically, all these stages will be followed and your code will be deployed automatically. Okay, so that is because of CI/CD pipeline. CI means continuous integration of new code, and continuous delivery means that as soon as developer is ready, automatically this pipeline will be followed and the new code will be delivered. See what happens actually, that developers are responsible, software developers are responsible to write the code. So when they basically write the code, they will basically, copy paste or push their new code. So they will push their new code. So let's say these developers are working on WhatsApp application. And when they are working on WhatsApp application, what happens that, let's imagine that they are trying to introduce a new feature that is like watching a movie. Okay, watching a movie is not a feature of WhatsApp right now, but these developers are introducing a new feature that is watching a TV. Sorry, watching watching a movie. So now when their code is ready, when they write the code and their code is ready, they will push the updated code over here. Now automatically what will happen, this will basically go to next stage where build will start. In the build, whatever new code and whatever existing code is there in English language, that is converted into 0 and 1 with the new feature. So this 0 and 1 has new feature code, okay, which has watching movie. Now over here there is a server, and on this server WhatsApp application is running. But this WhatsApp application is old as compared to this, because this build has a new feature that is watching movie. But this code, which is being used by a customer right now, they do not see watching movie feature. For that, first of all, we will test the new feature, whether everything is working fine or not. After that, we will pass it to deploy block. This deploy block, what it will do, it will replace the new code to the old one. So there will be a replacement or a deployment will happen, and this code is deleted and new code will be replaced. Now what will happen, because of this new code, and this new code contains this new feature watching movie, now customer can watch movie on WhatsApp because this new feature has been released over here. So this deploy stage has a work of deploying or replacing the old code with the new code, or you can say it has a purpose of deploying the code which is built and tested so that customer can experience new features. Does this make sense now? Now guys, you should ask me one question, okay? That Naman, how this Jenkins is, Jenkins is not making sense right now, because you are talking about CI/CD pipeline, we understand, but why do we need Jenkins? Now we have these blogs like code, build, test, and deploy. That's okay, but why do we have this Jenkins? What is the need or what is the requirement of this Jenkins tool? So Jenkins is actually a tool, and this tool is being used by more than 90% of organization in the world is using Jenkins. It actually a gateway to get a very good job right now in the world. Jenkins, I haven't seen in my career where Jenkins is not being used. Jenkins is so popular tool, but how Jenkins is actually helping over here to build CI/CD pipeline. Okay. So if I tell you guys, Jenkins is the tool which helps to create these pipelines. Without Jenkins, you cannot build the pipelines. Pipeline means that you will basically integrate all these stages together with the help of Jenkins. All these stages, if you talk about code, if you talk about build, if you talk about test, if you talk about deploy, these are different tools which are used over here. So let's say code is GitHub, where the code is being kept. GitHub is the code repository where you are keeping the code. For build, you might be using, let's say, Java build or maybe other software engine to build the code. For build purpose, you will use Java or some other code. For testing, you are using, let's say, different tools. For testing, you are using different tools. Okay. And for deployment, you are using different scripts or different tools. Okay. Jenkins give you a basically a way so that you can create this whole pipeline. It basically, in Jenkins, you configure that you have to pull the code from GitHub. You have to pass it on to Java build. After that, you have to pass it on to testing. You have to pass it on to the deploy phase, deploy stage. All these steps are configured in Jenkins. So Jenkins is the reason to create these pipelines. Without Jenkins, you cannot create these pipelines. Okay. So Jenkins is the tool which integrates all these stages to each other. And that's why we need Jenkins. And now the main question which you all should have, that why Jenkins, not other tools? So in the market, we have other tools like Circle CI. We have, AWS also has its own, code commit, code build, code deploy, code pipeline. AWS has its own tools. So we have alternatives of Jenkins, but why 90% of market is being captured by Jenkins? So the reason is that Jenkins is open source. Okay, the Jenkins is open source, which means Jenkins is free to use. Okay, Jenkins is free to use, and you have the code available for Jenkins tool also. If you want to make changes inside Jenkins tool, you can do it. But the main reason is the Jenkins is actually free of cost, and it is widely accepted by entire industry across the globe. So that is why Jenkins is the free CI/CD tool, which helps to integrate each and every stage together. That's why it has the most acceptance throughout the globe. Okay, so it helps in different stages, as I told you, pulling the code from GitHub, building the code, delivering the code, testing the code by using different softwares. You will be involving different softwares over here, like GitHub, Java build, testing tools. You will be Selenium. You will be basically involving different tools over here. So it's one platform which gives you n number of plugins. Okay, it's one platform will gives you n number of plugins. These plugins are it's helpful for all these stages tools. So for GitHub, we have one plugin. For Java build, we have another plugin. For Selenium, we have another plugin. So Jenkins actually gives us a lot of plugins so that we can create this whole pipeline. And whenever developers, they push new code, automatically it passes through the stages and automatically it gets deployed. For each stage, okay, for each stage, there are hundreds of softwares. Like GitHub, you have Bitbucket, you have GitLab. There are so many software for this stage. For build, you have so many software. Let's say for Python, it is a different software. For Java, it is a different software. For Maven, Java uses Maven, so Maven has a different software. For build, we have different softwares. For tools, we have different software. It totally depends on team to team that which software they want to use. And Jenkins help by providing the plugin so that each and every stage can be integrated together and in that stage you can use any software. So over here you're using GitHub, so over here you can use Java Maven, or you can use Python. So you can see that there is no dependency over here. Jenkins actually helps to use any software at this level, any software at this level, any software at this level. You can easily integrate all the tools together so that this pipeline can be configured. Does that make sense, everyone, now?
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.